Hello, welcome to Study Circle. Today we are going to read Class 7th Standard Civics Chapter 4 Women Change the World. Women's work in the home is not recognized as work, though doing household work and taking care of family members is a full time job. They also struggle at work outside the home and suffer in some occupations which are seen to be more suitable for men. Fewer opportunities and rigid expectation for women. Stereotypes. Some jobs like nurses, teachers are associated with women, while jobs like officers are associated with men. The reason is because there is a general perception that women are good at only certain jobs outside the home. For example, many people believe that women make better nurses because they are more patient and gentle. Lack of support. Many girls do not get same support like boys to study and train to become doctors and engineers. In most families, once girls finish school, they are encouraged by their families to see marriage as their main aim in life. Case study. Breaking stereotypes. Generally, engine drivers are men. But 27-year-old Lakshmi Lakra from a poor tribal family in Jharkhand has begun to change things. She is the first woman engine driver for Northern Railways. Pressure from the world. In a society, all children face pressure from the world around them, which sometimes come in the form of demand from adults. For example, boys are pressurized to think about getting job that will pay a good salary. Transition in the lives of women through education. Historical injustice. There was a time when school and learning were seen as not appropriate for some children, and condition of women was worse in communities that taught sons to read and write but ignored women. Changes in the 19th century. Many new ideas about education emerged. Despite opposition, many women got the education after facing lot of hardship. Ras Sundari Devi. Born in 1800 and died in 1890, she was born in West Bengal and wrote her autobiography in Bangla titled Amar Jibon, the first known autobiography written by an Indian woman. Rokaiya Sakhawat Hussain, born in 1880 and died in 1932, though she knew how to read and write Urdu, she was stopped from learning Bangla and English. In those days, English was seen as language that would expose girls to new ideas and not correct for them. She wrote a remarkable story titled Sultana's Dream in 1905 to practice her English skill. The story imagined a woman called Sultana who reaches a place called Ladyland, place where women had the freedom to study, work and create inventions like controlling rain from clouds and flying air cars. In 1910, she started a school for girls in Kolkata. Ramabai, born in 1858 and died in 1922, she was given the title Pandita. Because she could read and write Sanskrit, she went to set up a mission in Khergaon near Pune in 1898, where widows and poor women were encouraged not only to become literate but to be independent. Schooling and education today. Differences between education of boys and girls. According to 1961 census, about 40% of all boys and men 7 years old and above were literate. That is, they could at least write their names, compared to just 15% of all girls and women. Increase in amount of schooling. In a most recent census of 2011, these figures have grown to 82% of boys and men and 65% for girls and women. Percentage of male group is still higher than the female group. Here is a table that shows the percentage of girls and boys who leave schools from different social groups, including scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. You can take a screenshot and read it or study it later. The SC and ST girls leaving school is higher than the category all girls. This means that girls who are from Dalit, SC, scheduled caste, and Adivasi, ST, scheduled tribe backgrounds are less likely to remain in school. In 2011 census also found that Muslim girls are less likely than SC and ST girls to completely primary school, while a Muslim girl is likely to stay school for around 3 years. Girls from other communities spend around 4 years in school. Reasons for children leaving school. Lack of infrastructure. In many parts of the country, especially in rural areas, there may not even be proper school or teachers on regular basis. Lack of transport facilities. Parents may not send girls to school if school is not close to people's home or there is no transport like buses or vans. Economic background. Many families are too poor and unable to bear the cost of education all their children. Boys may get preference in this situation. Discrimination in school. Many children also leave school because they are discriminated against by their teachers and classmates. Women's movement. Im- Improved situation of women. Women now have the right to study and go to school. There are other spheres like legal reform, violence, and health, where the situation of women and girls has improved. Women individually and collectively have struggled to bring about these changes. This struggle is known as the women's movement. Individual women and women's organizations from different parts of the country are part of the movement. Many men support the women's movement as well. Different strategies have been used to spread awareness, fight discrimination, and seek justice. Here are some glimpses of the struggle. Campaigns to fight discrimination and violence against women. Campaigns had led to new laws being passed. For example, a law was made in 2006 to give women who face domestic violence and some legal protection. In 1980s, women groups across the country spoke out against dowry deaths. Cases of the young brides being murdered by their in-laws or husbands greedy for more dowry, women's group spoke out against the failure to bring these cases to justice by coming onto the streets, approaching the courts, and by sharing information, raising awareness on women's rights issues. Their message has been spread through street plays, songs, and public meetings. Protesting. The women's movement raised its voice when violation against women take place, or for example, when a law or policy act against their interest. Public rallies and demonstrations are very powerful way of drawing attention to injustices. Showing solidarity. The women's movement is also about showing solidarity with other women and causes. Here is the interesting point of this chapter is according to NSS 61st round 2004-5 83% of working women in India are engaged in agricultural work which includes planting, weeding, harvesting and threshing. Driving her train was written by Nita Lal, Women's Feature Service. Census. India has census every 10 years, which counts the whole population of the country. It also gathers detailed information about the people living in India, their age, schooling, what work they do, etc. On 8th March, International Women's Day celebrated. Chaitanya Bhagavat is a hagiography of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, written by Brindavana Das Thakura. Thank you.